I identify myself more as a veteran than a car guy. I entered the ADF in the Army, in the Infantry Corps in 2014, and then training as a combat first aider, basically an on-the-ground combat medic, and then as a heavy weapons specialist in anti-armour before deploying to Afghanistan in 2017 for 9 months. Over there, I was vehicle crew. Although my title was a crew commander, I was the commander of a Bushmaster 10-person vehicle through the city. And Kabul is a city of 6 million people. So, it's the size of any capital in Australia or bigger of just slum. So driving there is, something very, very interesting, something you're not used to here. And although, they have, some road rules over there, a lot of them we don't abide by just because of, the threat level of insurgents over there and us being in the convoy. Upon returning from Afghanistan a couple of months later, I was chasing up recurring headaches just with the medical team at work or in the army. And basically, because it's really easy to send soldiers with their own medical system for MRIs, I got some drugs and a script to go get an MRI. Getting this MRI showed that I've got an incurable and inoperable tumour in my head, basically that's killing me, that we can't do much about. The first step with anything like this is identifying what it actually is. The scans, the MRIs will show a blurry patch, but they need to know specifically what it is. So they went in, cut me open, took a sample of the tumour out. Something I didn't realise with this, and the surgeon didn't tell me beforehand, was by government regulations, they actually take your licence off you for a minimum of 3 months, and sometimes 6 months. And I didn't really realise how dependent on cars I was, not only, getting A to B, but as a passion, as your independence. I think anyone who's 17 and then you turn 18 and get your licence and you can drive by yourself, you really feel like, oh my God, I can go and do anything I want. I could just get in the car and go. It opens up a whole new world. And I became so accustomed to that, and I sort of just reaccustomed to it coming out of Afghanistan into Australia driving my car, to then have it revoked again and I couldn't drive, and going through a very hard patch. There was times all I wanted to do was go for a bloody drive, and I think any car guy can sympathise with having a bad day and going for a drive and feeling better. Well, I was having the bloody worst day and didn't have a licence, and it was illegal for me to drive. My passion for cars almost came from not having that licence for a time being, and then I realised how important and how much a big part of my life vehicles are. And then marking the occasion of finishing chemotherapy with buying my Subaru, because I wanted something that I was fully in control of, because it's the exact opposite of me being in control of my tumour. I'm not a car guy, but we live in a complex world, an automated world, a world that has seemingly had every edge dulled off and every imperfection fixed. Mostly for good, sure. But what's pure? What is individual identity in a world where even our influences are cookie cutter, our houses either cream or white, being told what to think, what to eat, and our daily lives purely revolve around function with no room for form or passion. iRobot, a movie set in the future in 2035, when the main character takes Susan on his motorbike. She asks, "Please tell me this doesn't run on gas. Gas explodes, you know." Well, I feel like this is already a reality, where something that isn't a small SUV with a diesel hybrid is seen as an ancient artefact and a dying passion. I recently drove a Tesla, and I tell you, it would chop the fuck out of my Rex. But where's the passion, the noise, the gears? I only remember it for the speed, not the story that it told. The sound of exploding gas and me in the front smiling like a child is not a scratch that can be itched with a car like that. I wouldn't look back at it walking away in the car park. I wouldn't wind down the windows in a tunnel, nor would I have the boys around just to hear my shitbox red light. This car, this is something that's mine. The mistakes, the ideas, and the release. I bought this car following 13 months of chemotherapy for a brain tumour. When it seemed everything in my life was uncontrollable, sterile, and white hospitals, and grey hospital food. But this was something that I could do on my own and control. This will likely be my last car, and as much as it gives me the shits, I wouldn't change it for the world.